Hey everyone, it's Anna here at Dees, and we have a really exciting new kit for you up on shopdeeslouisville.com. It is the large beehive door hanger, and I want to show you really quick just how big it is. It's going to take up a lot of your door. It's actually over 28 inches long. It's a little bit past 20 inches wide, and it's perfect for all summer long. You could use it into the fall. We're just going to add a few sunflowers to it, some bumblebees, and some ribbon. It's going to be super easy, and you can get everything you need in the kit up on shopdeeslouisville.com. So first up, I chose this sunflower bush. This guy is really nice and big. It's got a lot going on. And the reason I chose it is so that you only need one of these, and you're going to cut it into half. So when you go to the back of it, you can kind of see that there's an obvious place where it separates, and we're going to cut it there. We're going to use half at the bottom and half at the top. So I'm going to wire cut off that first big stem in the middle. Then I'm going to do each individual branch, and actually sometimes it's easier just to pull on it instead of cutting it because they get kind of thick. Once you pull on it, the stem's a little smaller, much easier to chop. Same thing here. It's 4 very obvious branches. We're going to use 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. So 2 of them have white sunflowers and 2 of them have yellow, and I'm just going to make sure I have the big white one for the bottom and a smaller yellow, and then the small white and the small yellow for the top. So I'm going to start out by just fluffing these up, make them look a little bit more lifelike. And then you're going to put a little hot glue on the end and push it into the grapevine form. So I'm just going to dunk it in my hot glue over here. And then I'm going right here on this design, just so it doesn't cover up too much of the hive. Push it into the grapevine like you do any grapevine wreath. And then you can fluff it around. All right, and next I'm going to add the smaller yellow one. Same thing, little hot glue. And push this one up from the bottom. That way you have a little bit of a gap for your ribbon. And you can add some bees at the very end too. So just make sure that's on there. Okay, and then I'm going to fluff this one out too. So I like to let these little greenery pieces hang a little bit lower. And now I'm ready to add my ribbon to the bottom. So today we're going to use the 2.5 inch green stripe. We're going to make a couple loops. And leave that one tail a little bit longer so it can hang down the door. And then right on top of that, we're doing the 1.5 inch black and white check. And I love this one because it has that pretty yellow background. We're going to make a couple loops of that one as well, leaving that tail a little bit longer too. And then you're just going to take your piece of cloth covered wire, tie it right in the middle, and you're going to go right in between those sunflowers. So I'm actually going to lay this flat to tie this on, just because it hangs so low. I want to have a little bit more control over where it goes. So I'm going right there in between those. And this grapevine frame just lifts kind of right up away from that yellow background, so it makes it really easy to tie it on. I'm going to bring the wire back up to the top just so I can see what I'm doing and twist it on there really well. Cut all that extra wire away. All right, and now I always bring a flower to the middle so it doesn't look like you just stuck your bow on there. And then move your tails around. So I'm going to hang it back up to cut those tails. And then you're going to repeat the exact same thing you did at the top with the smaller stems. A little hot glue on the bottom. And then we're going right up here at the very top left for these. And that way you can still really easily tell that it's a beehive. You don't want to cover up too much of it. And then just kind of fluff those around. Okay. And now I'm going to take the other one, chop the stem a little shorter on that one. And I'm going to go from the bottom on this one. So same thing I did at the bottom part. Do one coming down from the top and one going up from the bottom. And then just move all that floral around. Make sure it's in there really well. And now I'm ready to tie my bow. So up here, I'm gonna make the bow a little bit smaller. I'm just gonna do a piece of the green and white stripe instead of loops. And then I'm gonna do 2 loops of the black and white check right on top. Take my wire, tie it in a knot, and I'm going to tie it on the same way I did the other one. Just bring those wires to the front. It's a little bit easier to handle. I'm just going right behind the grapevine form. Alright, now you're ready. I'm going to bring the sunflower to the middle, fluff it, cut those tails. Put this one kind of that way, cut this one a little shorter. Alright, and now lastly we just need to add some bees. So I chose 2 different ones for this door hanger. I've got the little bit larger ones, and then I paired it with the smaller ones. I thought they were cute together. I like the color on both of them. I'm gonna do 1 of each on top and bottom. This one, I'm just gonna dunk in a little hot glue. And I'm gonna let him fly up here. I'm gonna go 1 level up on the hive for him, just so he can really look like he's flying. He's on a little wire, so you can just bend it, kind of make it go wherever you want. I just like how they look like they're flying. And then we've got the other one for the top. We're just gonna go up right behind the bow. And then same thing here, we're gonna chop this one into 2. So we can have, just chop the one at the top first and then leave your stem a little longer for the lower one. A little bit of hot glue, we're gonna go over here for him. Kind of bring him away from the hive a little bit, and then let's go right in here, right below this one. Kind of have him flying down and out. Perfect. This is so cute, easy to do. You can see it's a nice larger thing, so if you're looking for something bigger for your front door, this is definitely a great option. Still also great if you have a storm door, because it doesn't stick out too wide, so it'd be really nice for that as well. Everything you need to create this, the kit, is going to be up on shopdeeslouisville.com.